Alright. Alright. We in bed. Getting caffeinated. My private balcony here overlooking sunset. Okay, just back in my room here, about to get myself cleaned up. Been in this room for quite a few days, so it's a little messy, but I figured I might as well show you around the moment here. Interesting walls and bathroom door here. This interesting thing, the door. Huh. Something else. Yeah, the room is a bit messy, but you get a Keurig TV. There's a good office area over here. Yeah, so my stuff is sprawled out everywhere. I've been here for a few days. And, got the AC, which is essential. Not the greatest view, and that's a good thing I got that private balcony. Just about to use the shower, so I'm not gonna share that, but interesting shower. Always enjoyed staying at the moment. Good morning, everybody. Mr. Thrasher here on the Sunset Strip here in Hollywood, California. First thing on the agenda today, I was heading up for some breakfast at a Chipotle here on this side of the road, which was actually used in the classic film Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. It was the Clown Dog location. If you know that film at all, you'll definitely remember Clown Dog. Now it's a Chipotle. It's just up here. All right, there's a tight matchup right here of the Clown Dog in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Right here. Notice that park hand right there. It's still there. They leave it up. They leave that up. So I'm gonna get out of the sun here just to show this matchup. So there's the Clown Dog in the film. It is now a Chipotle. Extremely awesome that they keep that exact park hand that was on the Clown Dog sign on the same sign. It's now a Chipotle sign, but check that out. Wow. I knew that, like, the size of the building and whatnot hadn't changed, but that was the actual sign that said Clown Dog, and that's the actual park hand. That is so cool that they left that up. One more look, sorry about the sunlight, at the sign from the film. I wish it was still a Clown Dog. I'd go for a hot dog. I'm probably just gonna get my breakfast here at Chipotle, since it was in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Actually, I don't even know if they're open. Oh, the majestic palms of Sunset Boulevard. Unfortunately, Clown Dog is closed. Well, until 10:30. That's literally like 20 minutes away, but time is money. I can't hang out here 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to get something else. Cool to come check it out though. I can't believe that park hand is there. Very neat. Okay. Pushing on, I gotta find some food. Checking out a lot in the area here. on Sunset today. Starting off with this filming location. Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. I was a big fan of that when I was a kid. Hello, Black. That guy's a great singer. He did the America the Beautiful at WrestleMania 31. Yeah, he's got a great voice. Pretty cool. Glasses, bow tie. Just grabbing a couple things at the 7-Eleven here this morning. Look at that, they got a variety of Green Day's Punk Bunny coffee. Caramel cold brew. Turn up the bass, Mike Durant's medium roast. And chocolate almond latte. Okay, that sounds really good. I haven't had that one. This is interesting. Armored Saint induction into the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame. I didn't think there was a Heavy Metal Hall of Fame. From across the street, I thought that this was the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame. I was like, what? Yes! It's just a talent agency, the Trio Talent Agency. Armored Saint, good band. So is Morbid Saint. Actually, I think I like Morbid Saint a little bit more, but okay. I head back, eat my breakfast. Just thinking we pop over to the Guitar Center, just over here, once that opens up. Actually, it is opened up. I might have to pop over there now, actually. Get into the Guitar Center here. Hopefully they're open this early. The RockWalk. To those whose music continues to echo through the decades, to those whose foresight and pioneering efforts have made a lasting creative contribution, to those whose inventive spirit and innovations have forged the raw material from which rock and roll has emerged as a universally accepted art form. This tribute is dedicated to RockWalk. Dedicated November 13th, 85, in appreciation of all legends of rock and roll music. And just about all legends have set foot here to the Guitar Center on Sunset. I'm talking to everybody. Not totally positive if they're open yet. Otis Redding, Dimebag Darrell right there. Inducted May 17th, 2007, rest in peace. Curtis Mayfield, Miles Davis, Muddy Waters. We got all these handprints here. Tim Bogart, the Doobie Brothers, Peter Frampton, C.F. Martin, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Johnny Winter, ZZ Top, Frank, Dusty, rest in peace. Billy Gibbons, Steely Dan, Toto. There's AC/DC right here. Wow. Bon Scott, rest in peace. Malcolm Young, rest in peace. Seen him live many times. Seen all of them, except for Bon. Original, real AC/DC. Inducted September 15th, 2000. Stiff Upper Lip Tutor. Black Crowes. Billy Sheehan. Def Leppard, Iron Maiden, even Eddie has a handprint. Isaac Hayes, Chef from South Park, Chuck Berry, Carole King, George Martin, Jerry Lewis, Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, Ozzy, Bill Ward, Nancy and Ann Wilson of Heart, Alex Van Halen, Crew. Someone we're going to talk about inside, Zakk Wylde. Right here, 2006, January 17th, 2006. That's probably around the time they filmed that episode. There's an episode called Suicide Solution, so you can see with David Duchovny right in here. Waylon Jennings, John Bonham, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Jackie Wilson, Keith Moon, The Who at the top there. Rush representation here. Black Sabbath. Richie Valens, Roy Orbison, Elvis, Buddy Holly, John Lennon, Marvin Gaye, Rick Nelson, Randy Rhoads. So the name of that episode of Californication is Suicide Solution. Some fantastic Jacksons in here. Got a 1500. This one's got one broken string. I love my Jacksons. Randy Rhoads was a Jackson player. Signature V, we got Van Halen. Van Halen's signature guitar up here. This is an actual Frankenstein played by Eddie Van Halen. This is actually a bass from Geezer Butler of Sabbath, who I've met personally. Some really well-priced Fenders here. 800, 900. That's a good price. Signed by the Scorpions. All members of the Scorpions right there. Wow. Pretty amazing. Up here you have Malcolm Young guitar right here. The old Gretsch, signed by Malcolm himself. Rest in peace. It's incredible. It's also signed by Phil Rudd. Oh, Angus signed it too, so that's... wow. It's signed by Malcolm. Rest in peace, Malcolm. And then you got Zakk Wylde's signed Bullseye guitar. Now I'm assuming, just guessing, that he signed this when they filmed this episode of Californication right here. And this was where the strings used to be, where you would pay, basically. That's the desk over here. Now they got guitars behind the desk, but there's David Duchovny talking to Zach right there. So this shot right here, he tries to, this looks like to be just a behind-the-scenes shot of them going through the scene. That was right there, behind the desk, back when they kept the strings up there. Basically, David Duchovny is trying to buy a guitar for his daughter, and Zakk Wylde's the clerk, so he tries to pay for the guitar with the card, and the card keeps getting declined, and Zakk Wylde's like, oh, it's declined, man. It's declined. And I try this card, and it's declined. He's like, I can put this aside for you if you want. He's like, don't worry about it. He's like, that kid's got talent, man. It's a nice fiddle. And Zakk Wylde's New York accent, because he's from Jersey. And there you go. The Zakk Wylde signature model right there. It's got the EMGs. And he must have signed that while he was here. I'm just guessing. I mean, as I said earlier, anybody who's anybody. Rock and roll musicians have been in here at some point. Everybody. The prices on the Les Paul. $2,900 for Les Paul. These are heavy too. There's a reason that Led Zeppelin won't do full tours. Well, I love the feel of the neck, but they're so heavy. Jimmy Page had to hold that for 2 hours straight. Every night. It's the reason why he won't commit to a tour. Man, pretty awesome. Iron Maiden over here. Signed by Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson right there. Got the Angus Young Gibson SG here. Tony Iommi, Angus Young. That's pretty nice. That's actually the reverse one right there that Tony Iommi plays other way. So I like the black one. I always wanted a black Gibson SG. Angus used a lot in the 80s. $1,800. $1,800. Kind of looks like my guitar up there. Yeah. Wish I lived in LA anytime I was in the market for a guitar, because they got everything under the sun here. One of the greatest music stores on earth right here. Guitar Center. World renowned. Films, TV. All the stars. These are good prices on Strats. They got everything in here. A whole room of drums. You got pedals and basses. Patch cords, microphone cables, strings, everything. You never know who will walk into this place. Just never know. Any type of amp, you're in the market for. Some nice orange amps over here. Marshalls, Peavies. I like these orange heads. Damn. Look at that price. That's just for the head, not for the cab itself. And these nice Gretches though. Honestly, being a big Malcolm Young fan for so many years, I love looking at these. Wow, only $5.50 for that Gretsch. That's a pretty good price. Some nice V's. So if you are looking for that episode of Californication, it's called Suicide Solution, named after the Ozzy song. And check it out, we have some Randy Rhoads signature V's. This would be the type of guitar he wrote that song on. I have one of these at home in black. This is the white one. Absolutely beautiful. Got the Seymour Duncan pickups in there. $1,300. This one here is on sale for $1,000. That's a pretty good price. It's not the official Randy Rhoads model, but basically the Randy Rhoads model is the same thing with his name on it. I think this one is, that's why it's $1,300. This one's $1,000, saving $300. It's the same guitar. Interesting vinyl record section here. Some of my favorites. 74 Jailbreak. Let There Be Rock. Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are You Experienced? Good Weezer album. Bruce Springsteen. Born in the USA. Back out now. We're gonna move on here. I'll take a look at a few more of these. Bootsy Collins. The Bees. Ted Nugent. Quit hunting, make some more music. Don't be bad-mouthing members of Green Day for being true rock stars. You'll get there one day. He's had his day. Sorry, but don't go bashing Green Day, the band who continues to conquer the world after all these years. Because as amazing as all these bands are, none of them got nothing on Green Day. Green Day's gone a lot longer as a band than any of these bands had that I've been pointing out here. I'm sure they're here somewhere. There's Alice Cooper, Ozzy, the Ramones. They'd tell you. They'd be like, oh yeah, Green Day. A band who was certainly influenced by the Ramones. Pretty awesome. We got Marky, Johnny, CJ, and Joey. Joey had small hands. Joey's hands are like the same size as mine. Musicians with small hands, you know? Zakk Wylde's hands are huge. Here's everybody. Van Halen. See, Eddie had a pretty big hand. Eddie had a big hand. But Alex has, okay, pretty big hands. Of course, Hagar is a very small guy. Wow, Hagar, same size as me. Interesting. Vince Gill. John Good. We got Cheap Trick, Smashing Pumpkins, Cream, Eric Clapton once again, Cream, and Queen, in memory of Freddie Mercury right there. There's Vic Firth, Best Drumsticks, Janis Joplin, Robert Johnson, spawned the birth of the blues. Bill Graham, Kurt Cobain, Buddy Rich. Incredible. Incredible. I might have to come back over here and just look over this stuff. Ronnie James Dio. Yes. Oh yeah. And last, but certainly not least, my favorite rock and roll band, Motorhead. Lemmy, Bill Campbell, Mickey D. One of the greatest drummers in the world, Mickey D. Handprint, middle finger. Of course, you got Leonard Skinner right here. Stephen Cassagans, who perished in the plane crash. Billy Powell. Ronnie Van Zant, Alan Collins, visit most of their graves in Florida last summer. Neat. Joe Satriani, Robert Cray. I've seen all of these performers and bands live. Robert Cray was really interesting live. Brian Wilson. Buddy Guy, Greg Allman, Bo Diddley, Steve Miller, seen him. There's Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, Steve Vai, Slash. Wow. Still a few spots to fill. Bob Seger up here. The Isley Brothers, seen them. Seen the Isley Brothers. You know you make me wanna shout. Goo Goo Dolls. Right. Yngwie Malmsteen. There's Rush up here. Geddy Lee, Alex Lifes, Neil Peart. Cool. Over here you got Mad City Boxing. You got Ali up there. Ali. Over here at the Music Head Gallery. Not sure what's in there, but we got David Bowie up here. I can't just walk by David. Rest in peace to him, to her, and especially to this man, Edward Van Halen. Well, it's 4:20. You know what that means? It's time for lunch, and I'm going to Clown Dog. Fortunately, as I stated earlier, at the beginning of the video, it's a Chipotle now. That's the same park hand from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Fascinating. All right, I've never had Chipotle, so let's see what they got going on. Procured myself a chicken burrito. My first ever Chipotle burrito experience here at Clown Dog. Kind of looks like a clown dog. Let's take a bite out of this, see what's in it. I just got rice, chicken. There's a little bit of lettuce. It's a nice looking burrito. Got a Coke. Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead. It's not bad. Not bad. Got some rice and beans, chicken, sour cream, guac. Enjoy this. One more view of that screen used park sign right there. Sign, same shape as it is in that film. Gonna be meeting up with a friend here shortly. We'll probably head over to the Elm Street house. I'm gonna walk down there now. Eat this Chipotle on the way. I'll eat Chipotle on the way. Oh. Don't blow away, bag. It's delicious. This is actually delicious. Good guac they whipped up, man. Chipotle. From Clown Dog. Brings us up here to Elm Street. Really is North Genesee. Oh God, dust storm. Away from my burrito. After failing with the lighter trick, didn't have my bottle opener on me. Sliced myself up pretty good. Thank you to the people at Xanadu Chicken. Just up here for hooking me up with a couple band-aids and an alcohol wipe. I'll never perfect that bottle trick. This may look familiar. It's the Doyle house. Tommy Doyle. Been a while since I've been back here during the day. I'm still bleeding. Still bleeding. Weird. So they put up this whole new, you know, kind of gold colored eaves trough here. Almost looks old. Like they put up a used one or something. They just redid all the whole front of the house. The windows look a little different. The door is new. Thank God that balcony is there. It's pretty cool. I always found it weird that it's just a window leading to that balcony and not a door. It's of course where Michael was trying to get Lori in the closet. That was filmed upstairs there. Very cool. 1530. Orange Grove, the Doyle house. From Halloween. Did you say Halloween? Halloween! That's right. We don't have any lawn here anymore. So Loomis comes out in part 2 right there. Sees the blood where Michael's body had landed, even though he comes off the side at the end of part 1. And then this neighbor here at 1536 comes out. Call the police! Tell the sheriff I shot him. Oh, done with that? He's still on the loose. Been trick-or-treated to death tonight. Don't know what death is? We got the Wallace house exterior over here. It looks different, of course, than it did in Halloween 1 and 2. Still cool, though. You know, the interiors were over here at 1542. I was actually just talking to the owner. I don't know if she's the owner, maybe she rents, but not happy that I was here covering some Halloween stuff. They don't like it, and they didn't even have a clue that the sex scene was filmed in there. And Lori falling over the stairs. They have no clue. They had no clue. They said, oh, there was one scene shot here. Like, no, there were several scenes shot in there. They have no idea where they're living. Long story short, do not ask. She was very rude, which is weird because I was just on the sidewalk and the first thing I said was, sorry to bother you. She was right at the gate anyway, but yeah, they filmed the scenes where Loomis and Brackett are driving by the giant V tree in the driveway. But yeah, Lori fell over the stairs when she first meets Michael. He slashes her arm. That was filmed in there, as well as where Bob and Linda go in and they're in the living room. That was done in there. I'm pretty sure that scene was done in there. They did do one scene in here, which I think was the kitchen scene, where Michael's standing by the door and she spills the butter all over herself. But the laundry scene was over here at 1542, even though they have no idea, the people living there. And yeah, the sex scene, PJ Souls and Bob was in there, and where Michael left the 3 bodies of Judith Meyer's headstone for Lori to find. News to them, but not very nice. I mean, I only just mentioned to her that, oh no, they actually shot whatever, and she didn't want to hear any of it. I didn't actually ask if I could go in or anything. I was trying to approach that plateau, but it didn't happen. That's okay. Must suck to live in a movie house and not care about the movie. Wish I lived in one of these houses. I'd be giving grand tours. Because I'm smart. I'd be an entrepreneur. Like the guy who owns the Friday house. I'd be selling merch and all kinds of stuff. And this is where Lori was denied entry when Michael was chasing her from the exterior here of the Wallaces. Driveway itself is totally different. They had the open carport, so she comes from running around back. Really, when that chase starts, they're in that house in 1542. And then this fence was not here, and she runs right over the grass that was here 47 years ago. Wow. And this is the house that denies her before she heads directly back across the street to the Doyle house. Of course, when she's let in, is my understanding that right on the other side of the door is this place. So this was downstairs at the Doyle house, but they did film the closet scene and him getting shot up there. I remember filming down there a couple years ago. There's interesting benches down here. It's been nice and peaceful up here. Yeah, it gets a little crazy at night down here.